warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arifah Alia binti Zulkarnain, and today I would like to present about Islam Hadhari. First and foremost, let's briefly to know about what is Islam Hadhari. Islam Hadhari is a concept that promotes a comprehensive and progressive approach from a viewpoint of Islam. The approaches including the economy, society, education, administration, human development, and so on. Other than that, Islam Hadhari contains 10 fundamental principles that align with the Malaysia government. The purpose of the Islam Hadhari is to bring Muslims back to the true teaching of Islam with the guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah, as we know that the Quran and Sunnah is the main resources of the information of everything of the Muslims. However, Islam Hadhari is not to promote a new religion, and many people would like to misunderstood about this policy. But Islam Hadhari is to change how the administration should be in the perspective of Islam. This is because majority of the citizen of Malaysia is adhere the Islam religion, and we already know that Islam is become the religion of the Malaysia Federation. So this policy is basically wants to promote better government by balancing between material and spiritual development in individual.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Before I start talking about challenge of implementing Islam Hadhari, let's start with a quick questions. Have you ever heard someone say that Islam Hadhari is a new religion? Or maybe you have heard people calling it a political gimmick. That's actually one of the biggest challenges it faces. Many people misunderstand the concept. Some think Islam Hadhari is a new sect or ideology, but that's not true. A sect means a group that breaks away from main religions and create new belief, but Islam Hadhari is not that at all. It's not a new religion. It's a development model that uses the Quran and Sunnah to guide how a country should grow spiritually and materially without leaving behind Islamic value. Another big issue is public perceptions. Something is just a political branding. When people see it as just a way to gain vote, they doubt the sincerity behind it. That makes it hard for the public to fully support the idea. Also, in a diverse country like Malaysia, with many races and religions, we must be extra careful. If Islam Hadhari is not explained clearly, non-Muslim might feel left out or confused. That's why communication is the key. It is to make sure everyone understands that it's about fairness, justice, and development for the whole country. Now let's look at the cost of implementing Islam Hadhari. First, there are social and political costs. Misunderstanding and criticism can weaken public trust. If not managed well, it could even affect political stability and national unity. Second, there are economic and administrative costs. To make Islam Hadhari work, we need a proper investment, such as in education, in training programs, and in developing institutions that can carry out its principle. Also, we need a qualified people who truly understand the concept. Without enough trained staff and leaders who believe in it, the whole implementation becomes weak. It might look nice on the paper but fail in real life. So for the next slide, it's about the benefit of implementing Islam Hadhari. Here's the good news. When implementing Islam Hadhari done right, the benefits are huge. Islam Hadhari can strengthen Islamic institutions, making them more relevant and effective in today's world. It also helps in creating a balanced society, not just focus on material progress, but also on spiritual and moral values. It promotes ethics, justice, knowledge, and integrity. Most importantly, Islam Hadhari shows that Islam is a complete and modern way of life. It's not just about worship, but also about leadership, economy, education, and community well-being. This makes it easier for all Malaysians, including non-Muslims, to see Islam as a fair and progressive system.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nuraini Natasha binti Muhammad Tuan. So today I'm going to talk about the objective of Islam Hadhari. The objective of Islam Hadhari was explained by our country's former Minister of Religious Affairs, Dr. Professor Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Zain. He explained the 8 objectives of what exactly Islam Hadhari and Malaysia was trying to achieve through this new policy. The first objective is to restore moderation and embracing the mainstream, which will help strengthen both the people and the state. Next objective is to valuing good character to help become a role model for both ummah and humanity as a whole. Islam Hadhari teach people the new way how to valuing good character so that other people can influence another people to become a better person, and fortunately the people can become a role model for other citizens too. This means it's focused on progression of Ummah and emphasize the importance of Muslim excelling in every aspect of life. It's not just about how the citizen will communicate or their relationship with other citizens, but also in every aspect of life, including education, in administration, and also in their communication in daily life. Next, objective is to adapting seriousness and equitability in dealing with society's issues. This is include to encourage consensus building and consultative processes to deal with socially arising issues, to promote peaceful and respectful for all citizens in Malaysia. Apart from that, Islam Hadhari also aims to build all social relations upon trust and good morals by prioritizing social justice and importance of rights among the people in the country. Imagine if Islam Hadhari is practiced by not just Muslim but also other races in Malaysia. The teaching of Islam Hadhari teaches citizens to be truthful and how to become a better person. So, if they are practiced by other races in Malaysia, Malaysia could achieve harmonious and peaceful countries. Apart from that, one of the objectives also mentioned about cherishing unity, cooperation and solidarity among the citizens, especially when the concept of Islam Hadhari is not just about implemented and practiced by Muslims, but also by other races too in Malaysia, as what I already told, that other races can also practice Islam Hadhari, as Islam Hadhari is not actually a new religion, but a new way how to improve human behavior. Other than that, Islam Hadhari implement genuine Islamic teaching and realizing the objective of the Sharia. We know that in Malaysia, Muslims are related with the Sharia law, and there are Sharia court that will punish or decide what will happen to the person according to the Islamic teaching based on Al-Quran and Sunnah. Last but not least, Islam Hadhari can empower the state to be in a leading position so that the citizen not prey or weak aid, instead having strong defense capability against the propaganda of Western countries. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
In the previous section, we already know the objective of the Islam Hadhari. Now we move to the actors involved in the implementation of Islam Hadhari. As you can see, there are 3 levels of the actors, which is the founder, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Abdullah Haji Ahmad Badawi. The second one is the agency at the federal level, which is the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM. And also the 3 agencies that are contribute in promoting this policy in Malaysia, which are Institute of Islamic Understanding Malaysia, IKIM, Department of Islamic and Moral Education, JAPIM, and also the Department of Special Affairs, JASA. So we move to the first one, which is Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Abdullah Haji Ahmad Badawi, or we recognize him as our 5th Prime Minister of Malaysia. So, Datuk Seri Abdullah Haji Ahmad Badawi is the founder of Islam Hadhari. He also established this Islam Hadhari by inaugurated this policy at the 55th UMNO's Great Assembly on 23 September 2004. So the second one is the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, or we known as the JAKIM. JAKIM is a federal level religious institution in Malaysia, and JAKIM is the primary organisation that has been entrusted to coordinate all the activities related to the Islam Hadhari in Malaysia. JAKIM also collaborated with the other 3 agencies that are mentioned before to strengthen the implementation of the Islam Hadhari across of the Malaysia. So the first agency that JAKIM collaborated with is the Institute of Islamic Understanding Malaysia, or we known as IKIM. The objective of IKIM is to give depth in understanding the truth of Islam for the sake of keeping purity without veering from the wrong path. So as we can see, the objective of IKIM is aligned with the concept of the Islam Hadhari. The targets of the IKIM is towards the Muslim and non-Muslim societies, and IKIMs held so many seminars for them in order to give them a knowledge about the concept of the Islam Hadhari policies. For example, the Islam Hadhari seminar is about the understanding the integrity of figurative culture language, ancient Malay corpus and development of the new mind of Islam. Islam Hadhari seminar about the bioinformatics as a tool for propagation. Islam Hadhari seminars about understanding the integrity of morals. Islam Hadhari seminar about understanding a quality family life. Islam Hadhari seminar about defense of the Islamic State, and lastly, the Islam Hadhari seminar about the understanding fair and trustworthy government. All these seminars has been proved in explaining all the 10 concepts of the Islam Hadhari without any doubt at the Muslims and non-Muslim society. Next, we move to the second agency, which is the Department of Islamic and Moral Education, or known as JAPIM. From the name of the agency, we can guess the targets of the JAPIM is towards the teachers, or to be more specific, is Islamic education teachers. As we acknowledge, the best method to convey the concept of the Islam Hadhari is through education. So how the JAPIM did it? The JAPIM did by provide a coaching methodology. For example, 10 individuals can train 100 individuals. Also, the 100 individuals train 1,000 individuals, and the 1,000 individuals can train all the 26,000 Islamic education teachers throughout Malaysia. So this method is effective because it resulted the JAPIM can develop the 10 Islamic Hadhari executive trainers, 100 main trainers, and 1,000 Islamic Hadhari Da'wah trainers. This means the teacher can share the knowledge of this policy with their students during their lessons. Lastly, the Department of Special Affairs, or known as JASA, is the last agency that JAKIM collaborated with to solidify the knowledge of the policy of the Islam Hadhari. Moreover, the objective of the JASA is to executing activities and clarifying government policies, and JASA has been actively promoting the Islam Hadhari program since 2004. So how the JASA did it to convey the information about Islam Hadhari concept towards the Muslim and non-Muslim societies? JASA held so many talks, seminars and workshops. For example, the talks that are held by the JASA is Culturing Islam Hadhari in Malaysia, a review. Next, the understanding of the success of UMNO's struggle from the perspective of Islam Hadhari. Islam Hadhari, quality leadership of the Islamic State of Malaysia. Other than that, Islam Hadhari, the secret of the strength of Islam in Malaysia masa kini. And lastly is about Islam Hadhari, about the struggle to make Malaysia a developed, progressive and moderate Islamic state.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, my name is Suanur Ali binti Wanar. I would like to present about implementation strategy of Islam Hadhari. Actually, we adopt the strategy based on the 10 principles of Islam Hadhari that have been outlined. So, firstly, the Youth Empowerment Program begin with the first principle, which is enhancing faith and devotion to God. This program aims to strengthen leadership among youth who hold on the values of religions and civilization, and who will become leaders of the nation's future. Secondly, the Madani and Hadhari programs are closely related to the second principle, which emphasize people's empowerment, justice, and balanced economic development. Third, the National Service Training Program, which is we call PLKN, refer to the third principle, which is independent and prosperous people. This is because through PLKN, participants can instill patriotic values in themselves. For the JCOF program, which is Jawi for J for Jawi, Q for Quran, A for Arab, and also F for Fardu'ain, is closely linked to the fourth principle in Islam Hadhari, which is mastering knowledge. Through this program, we can produce a generation that is fluent in Arabic and good at reading the Quran, not just ordinary students. Besides that, Islam Hadhari has introduced the Islamic Values Implementation Policy, which aims to create an economic system based on Sharia Islam. This is implemented based on the principle, which is balanced and comprehensive economic development. In addition, the Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia project refer to the SIG principle, which is developing quality human capital. This project helps rural farmers to solve their problems. Next, Institute of Islamic Understanding and the Majlis Agama Islam Sector, which is MAIS, can be linked to the 7 principle, which is protecting the right of minorities and women. This helps children to stay on their own and become knowledgeable and moral individual with a foundation of correct religious principle. Besides that, Islamic art activities, which is FEST, are in line with the 8 principle, which is culture and moral values. This is because through these activities, Islamic art can be introduced and cultivated within certain groups. Next, UMK has introduced the Green Mosque Catalyst for Sustainability. This program is based on the 9 principle, which is protecting the environment. Its aim to raise awareness and understanding in society regarding environmental preservation and protection. Last but not least, Palapis can be given as an example to achieve the final principle in Islam Hadhari, which is defense capability. This is because Palapis emphasizes complete defense preparedness to protect the nation. Thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aslinda Balkis binti Mat Aris. Today, I'm going to present about evaluations on the effectiveness of the policy based on the SWOT analysis. First and foremost, strength is one of the first part of components that focus on the positive internal factor. The strengths of the implementations of Islam Hadhari is that the policy will be creating a united society in Malaysia. This is because we know in Malaysia we have multi-ethnic and multi-religious as well as multi of races. From the implementations of the policy, Islam Hadhari responsible to enhancing the quality life for every citizen in Malaysia and emphasizing the development with the belief of Islam. Therefore, all the citizens in Malaysia need to show their respect each other to maintain peace and harmony of the society. Secondly, weaknesses is one of the components that focus on negative internal factor. The weaknesses of the Islam Hadhari is lack of clear implementations of the strategy. This is because some people say that Islam Hadhari brings no meanings and they do not understand the Islam Hadhari approach. However, they also say that the authorities did not provide clear explanation regarding the implementations of the policy. According to Ajma in Safa, they have conducted a study among the students at University of Technology Malaysia to identify the understanding and knowledge related to the concept of Islam Hadhari. After conducted a study, the researchers selected 135 students out of 180 students to ensure the sample represented the actual population. As you guys can see on the slide, the result is 43% state that the concept of Islam Hadhari is a new teachings, meaning that half of the respondents could not understand the implementations of Islam Hadhari well. Thirdly, a SWOT analysis is opportunities that focuses on the positive external factor. From the implementations of Islam Hadhari, the opportunities is balanced economic growth with promoting ethical governance by Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi. Not only that, they also providing equal opportunities for all citizens to participate in economic growth. However, good cooperations between government agency and private agency also play an important role to ensuring economic well-being. By doing so, government can fulfill of people needs in Malaysia. Last but not least, is traits that focuses on the negative external factor. The implementations of Islam Hadhari also received criticism from Datuk Dr. Hassan Muhammad Ali, which is Chief Minister of Selangor at that time. They say that any program related to the concept of Islam Hadhari is not allowed to be held in Selangor since Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi was Prime Minister. They disallowed any program that related to the Islam Hadhari because they say Islam that we practiced before and today has no change and that's enough. As a conclusion, Islam Hadhari can shape Malaysia toward effective administrations and civil society. Not only that, Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi also proposed a vision of balanced development to Islamic law. from the implementations of Islam Hadhari is also can enhancing spiritual well-being. However, not all the people in Malaysia at the time can accept the implementations of Islam Hadhari. This is because they only questions the name of Islam Hadhari without study the contents and good objective that consists in Islam Hadhari policies. I think that's all from us. Thank you everyone for listening to our presentation.